So I'm just gonna start this video by saying I have no idea where I left off with my collection. So we're gonna just go through everything all of my CD collection, and I have many stacks. So we're just gonna get into the whole thing and start right here. Anthrax, Fistful of Metal. Turn off that TV. Fistful of Metal, first Anthrax album, really good with their original singer. It says on here. At least I thought it did. It says it on the back. With Neil Turbin on vocals, which I like this album. Not my favorite Anthrax album, but it's still great. Definitely should listen to this. This has a cover of I'm 18 by Alice Cooper, and that's actually my favorite Alice Cooper song, so this album scores a lot more points in my book. Next up, Anthrax, again, Fistful of Kings. This is their latest album from 2016. Try to show you the back with the glare, but yeah. I listened to this through all the way once, and I thought it was pretty good. It was really good. I enjoyed it. There's a CD. This is a Nuclear Blast advertisement for Exodus, Slayer, Creator, Testament, Destruction, Sodom, just Nuclear Blast merch. So that's all the Anthrax stuff. So next up is an album that everyone should know. Black Sabbath, Black Sabbath. I mean, this is just timeless classic. This is the first metal album ever made, and if you disagree with that, you're not a metal fan. Next up, another album that everyone should. These next like 5 or 6 you should all know. Paranoid, of course. This is really the album that, to me, Paranoid is just every single song on this album everybody knows. War Pigs, Paranoid, Planet Caravan, Iron Man, Electric Funeral, Hand of Doom, Rat Salad, Fairies Wear Boots. Everyone knows these songs by heart because they've been played so much. Which, not that it's a bad thing, but yeah, gotta have Paranoid. Next up, Master of Reality. I love this thing. Some notable songs are Sweet Leaf, Embryo is a really cool little doodle. Children of the Grave is one of my favorite Black Sabbath songs. Lord of This World is great. Into the Void I also love. So yeah. I don't know why these all have this ugly green. A lot of these Black Sabbath CDs have them, but apparently, according to some people, these digipacks of Black Sabbath are actually some of the best sounding versions out there. Next up, Volume 4. I like this album, but that's really all I got to say. It's still great. Wheels of Confusion, I love that intro riff. I think it was Wheels of Confusion. I'm getting it mixed up with Supernaut, but they played one of those two actually over the loudspeakers when I saw Metallica, so it was really cool to hear. I also did Mother by Danzig, which everyone was singing, which was so cool, and then Balls to the Wall by Accept, which was also awesome. So yeah, and there we go. Yeah, Volume 4, it's great. If you really want to get a greater opinion on it, talk to someone who isn't me. Not to say this thing's bad, it's the opposite of bad, but there's just better. Next up, take a guess. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. This is my favorite Black Sabbath album. So, there's gonna be, title track, National Acrobat, Fluff, Sabracadabra, Kill Yourself to Live, Who Are You, Looking for Today, Spiral Architect. All of these songs are amazing. And my favorite Black Sabbath song is Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Some other great songs, Sabracadabra I love, Fluff I love, Kill Yourself to Live. This whole album really is awesome. Next up, Sabotage. I think this is awesome. Everyone talks about how great Symptom of the Universe is, like that's the heaviest riff ever, but me personally, Hole in the Sky is so much better. That's my favorite song on this album. Not that every other song sucks, but yeah. Don't Start, Symptom of the Universe, Megalomania, Thrill of It All, Superstar, Am I Going Insane, The Writ. It's just all great, but I think they really nailed it with the opener. Next up, it's a different band now. We got, and I talked about these in the last weekly metal update, whatever I'm going to call it still. I don't know the name. But I talked about these very in depth. First up, Cavalera, Bestial Devastation. This thing is awesome. I love the way it sounds. I love the way the guitars are, the drums, everything. And it resurrected what I love about Sepultura, the early Sepultura. I also have Morbid Visions re-recording, which is also awesome. I went way more into depth on this, but I've gone back to these two a lot, and I can say they're even better than I remember. Like, this made me love the songs Mayhem, Crucifixion, Show Me the Wrath, really Funeral Rites. Really just, this brought Morbid Visions into my life a lot more, and I love it for that. Next up, this is, I think, might be, I know for a fact you guys haven't seen this. This is Schizophrenia, re-recorded by Cavalera as well. And I haven't listened to this yet. I want to listen to the CD itself, but only way I can do that is with my car, and I forget it when I go to work in the morning because I get up at 6 a.m. So I gotta remember to put this in the car with me when I go to work so I can listen to it. Next up, I just picked this up yesterday while I was at Walmart, so very, very new. Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast, remastered, digipack. Number of the Beast was actually the first Iron Maiden song I ever heard. So this album has a lot of meaning to me. It's not my favorite Iron Maiden album. That'll come way later down the line. Next up, only album by this band I own, and happens to be my favorite album, Judas Priest Painkiller. This is an original pressing. I have a few that I will call out when they are. The Cavalera ones are also original pressings, but yeah. This is my favorite Priest album by far. Painkiller is also my favorite Priest song. I mean, look at the CD itself. It's a it's a table saw blade. It's metal as fuck, you know what I mean? So yeah. Next up is the rarest album I own and my favorite album that I own, which actually might be competing against one other one we'll get into. Megadeth, Killing Is My Business, and Business Is Good. This is a 1986 pressing, so it is the original album cover, but it is missing the song These Boots, because by that time, the person who wrote the original song wanted it off the album because Megadeth changed the lyrics to be extremely sexual, and they didn't want that. Next up, Peace Sells by Megadeth. This album, it's slowly growing on me. I'll go back to a few songs, but Peace Sells is one of my favorite Megadeth albums of all time. So there's also that. So, yeah. It's great, don't get me wrong. I just think there's better. And then Megadeth, So Far So Good So What. This is an original pressing. This is Peace Sells. This is from 87 actually, and this is an original pressing from 88. You got Megadeth on the back there. Yeah. One of my favorite Megadeth albums. I'll just say it, In My Darkest Hour is my favorite song of all time. So it's great to have this. Next up, this isn't some original version. This is actually one of the remasters. And if you know me, I fucking hate Megadeth's remasters, but this one's... What do you think of Megadeth remasters, dog? Oh, you like it? But this is Rust in Peace. This sounds really good for the remasters. So yeah, I know I've shown this before. Yeah, Megadeth, Rust in Peace. Great album. This is my second favorite Megadeth album, so yeah. And then next up, I have Megadeth live in Buenos Aires. I pretty much got this for the live version of In My Darkest Hour. I've listened to a lot of tracks off of this, but it is great. Yeah. And here it talks about the concert itself, photos of the band, and you got disc 1. Come on, go back in. And then disc 2, which I don't know why bands decide to put their stuff on 2 discs. Like, I know CDs only have so much space, but this feels very unnecessary. So yeah, that's the first stack done.